Hello guys, welcome to the channel Health Tricks and Tips in English, the best pregnancy-centric channel. This video is about 29th October lunar eclipse, that is Chandra Grahan. Only in October 14th, we have just witnessed the solar eclipse, and within the 15 days range, there will be another eclipse, and that is the lunar eclipse. This lunar eclipse will be taking place on the day of Sharad Purnima, and due to the occurrence of two eclipses within 15 days range, the effect has become larger and greater. In such a situation, when this lunar eclipse will be visible in India as well, pregnant woman has to be extremely careful. So in this video, we will understand everything about this lunar eclipse or the Chandra Grahan, that is on the 28th and 29th of October, what pregnant women should do, what they should not do, where this eclipse will be visible, what is the exact time and date of Sutak period and the Chandra Grahan. So let's start the video. Lunar eclipse is a shadow of Earth on the moon. When Earth is revolving around the sun, there will be a point when Earth will be in between of moon and the sun. Thereby, when the sun rays fall on the Earth, the shadow of the Earth falls on the moon, and this is how a lunar eclipse occurs. Similarly, it will be happening on 28th to 29th of October, and it will be a partial lunar eclipse. Before delving into how pregnant women should be taking care of themselves and the baby inside the womb, let us quickly understand the timings of this lunar eclipse. So before the starting time of the lunar eclipse, prior to 9 hours, there is Sutak period, and the starting time of the Sutak period of this eclipse is on 28th October at 5 minutes past 4 p.m. The real shadow entry of lunar eclipse is 11:32 p.m. 28th of October. Touch of the lunar eclipse is at 1:05 a.m. and the day will be 29th of October. Middle of the lunar eclipse will be at 1:44 a.m. and the day will be 29th of October. The salvation of this Chandra Grahan will be at around 2:23 a.m. and the date is 29th of October. The ending time of this Chandra Grahan or the lunar eclipse is 3:56 a.m. and the date is 29th of October. So we have seen that the effect is falling on two dates, that is on 28th October to 29th October. So on both these dates and as per the time schedule that we have stated, pregnant women has to be extra cautious. The time we have told are as per the Indian Standard Time. So if you are in a time zone other than India, please convert this IST time as per your time zone. Now let us understand the effect of Chandra Grahan or the lunar eclipse on pregnancy. As told that this is a very quick eclipse within the 15 days of the prior eclipse. So this is going to be special for pregnant women. Chandra Grahan has great impact of human life, but due to the weak planetary positions and the zodiac status of pregnant women at this time, the impact of the eclipse is seen more on them, and ultimately it affects the baby inside the womb. At the time of lunar eclipse, the rays of the eclipse contaminate the environment, which pregnant women should avoid. The contaminated and the harmful rays are not considered good even for the baby developing inside the womb. This eclipse is very special from the spiritual and the scientific and the religious point of view. So pregnant women has to take some special precautions during lunar eclipse so that they can keep off the bad effects of lunar eclipse from themselves as well as from the baby inside the womb. Let's first understand what should be your precautions during the Sutak period. Sutak will start exactly 9 hours before the lunar eclipse starting time. So pregnant women should start taking all the precautions right from the start of Sutak. Pregnant women have to stay indoors after the start of the Sutak till the end of the lunar eclipse. Pregnant women should not perform puja. They cannot touch idols of the god. Even the temple of the house should be closed. If your house temple is having a door, kindly close them. If it is not having any door, kindly cover it with a clean cloth. Any auspicious or new work should not be started during Sutak period. Doing this gives inauspicious or undesired results. So this is the first thing you should do. Now second is to pluck the basil leaves, that is the tulsi leaves, before Sutak period. Basil leaves have great importance during eclipses. Basil leaf should be plucked and added to prepared food and water before the Sutak period. It is a sin to pluck tulsi leaves after the Sutak period. After plucking the basil or the tulsi leaves, wash them and store them in the fridge so that they retain moisture and remain fresh. At this time only you should be making a paste of few of the tulsi leaves, and what pregnant women will be doing with this paste I will be telling ahead in this video. Now let us understand what pregnant women should do and should not do during the lunar eclipse. Pregnant women has to stay indoors since the Sutak period. Stay in a place where the harmful rays and the radiations of Chandra Grahan cannot reach you. Windows and doors should be closed and curtains should be drawn properly. For additional protection, now comes the role of tulsi paste. You should be applying the tulsi paste on your stomach. If you do not have the tulsi paste, you can go for the sandalwood paste as well, or the kusha grass paste. If you are living in villages and if you can find the cow dung, it is also of the same benefit. You can also apply the cow dung paste on your stomach. Pregnant women should not go out during Sutak period and eclipse period. If for some reason you have to go out, if there is any sort of emergency, then take some basil leaves and coconut with yourself. By doing this, the ill effect of eclipse does not harm you. However, staying inside the home will be the best solution during this time. Now let us understand more about the importance of keeping a coconut with yourself. So pregnant women should be keeping a coconut with themselves all throughout the eclipse. There can be any kind of the coconut you can avail. Like it can be coiled, it can be a dry coconut or watery coconut. Any coconut will do. And apart from this, or along with this, it will be better for you to take a black thread according to your height and hang it anywhere in your room. So as much as precaution you can take, it is good for you. By doing this thing, the harmful rays of the eclipse does not harm you and your pregnancy, and the bad effect of the Chandra Grahan will go to these coconut and the black thread. After the eclipse is over, you need to discard coconut and this black thread in any running clean water. If you can find it, it is good. Else you can bury them under the soil. Next precaution is not to eat or drink anything during the eclipse time. You should not be eating anything during the eclipse period. Doing so is considered a taboo. It is forbidden to go to the toilet when an eclipse is going on. Before the eclipse period, your eating and drinking habits should be such that you do not feel either hungry nor thirsty or any need to go to toilet during the eclipse period. Drink water in limit so that you do not have to urinate during the Grahan time. During the eclipse period, children, elderly and sick people are allowed to eat and drink. If your pregnancy is not going well, you will fall under the category of sick and you can eat and drink during the eclipse period. But if your pregnancy is going healthy, then you have to follow all the rules of eating, drinking and not going to the toilet. But in any case, if there is need to eat, drink, then you should be eating or drinking only those food items onto which tulsi leaves has been added before the Sutakal. Next is to avoid touching any sharp or the pointed objects. Pregnant women should not touch any sharp, pointed or edge object during the eclipse period. This means that during the eclipse period, you have to keep distance from all these things like knife, scissors, needle, pin, nails, etc. By touching such sharp things during the eclipse period, there is a fear of baby's body part being cut, torn or joined in the womb. You must have noticed that some babies are born with limbs amputated, their lips may be cleft or their fingers or hands or legs are fused together. These are some of the examples of what is meant by cutting, tearing or joining of the organs. Next precaution is do not worship during eclipse period. Eclipse prohibits worshipping of God during Sutakal and onwards. Touching of God's idol is also considered a taboo. You should close the temple before the Sutak period, and as told, if the temples are not having doors, cover it up with a clean cloth and avoid any touching of the temple either until the eclipse ends. Pregnant women should not sleep at all during the eclipse period. If you are tired, you can sit or lie down on the bed, but you cannot sleep. If your pregnancy is not going well, or children and old people may not follow this rule at this time, the best is to keep yourself busy so that you do not fall asleep, is to chant, and otherwise also the best thing is to chant the mantras. It is believed that chanting of mantras during the time of any eclipse is highly beneficial for you. In case of the Chandra Grahan or the lunar eclipse, it brings 10 times more benefits than elsewise, and in case of the solar eclipse, the benefits are 1 lakh fold. During the eclipse, you can do the chanting by sitting anywhere in a clean and hygienic place, but not in the temple as temples are already closed. Chanting Shiva Chalisa, Gayatri Mantra, Lord Vishnu's Mantra, Aditya Hriday Strot, Durga Stuti and mantras of moon god, that is Chandra, will be highly beneficial and bring auspicious result. During eclipse, you should be staying away from all the bad thoughts. Do not harbor any sort of bad thoughts in your mind. Do not think wrong about anyone. Do not cause mental or physical trouble to any baby or child. Doing this has a negative impact on the brain and the body of the baby growing inside the womb. Now when the eclipse is over, the pregnant woman should take bath. A pregnant woman must take bath before the eclipse period as well. But at the time of eclipse, it is very important to take bath, change your clothes and then sprinkle holy Ganga Jal water on yourself. Then after purifying yourself, now purify the home temple and then also purify the whole house by sprinkling Ganga Jal water in the entire house. Now this is a resort wherein you are actually eliminating any leftover harmful radiations of the lunar eclipse. Now let us understand about the visibility of this Chandra Grahan or lunar eclipse around the globe. If you talk about the visibility in India, so this Chandra Grahan will be visible in India on 2 dates starting from 28th October to 29th of October, and for this reason the Sutak will be valid in India as well. So pregnant women should be taking all the precautions that we have mentioned in this video for Sutakal as well as for the Grahan time. Around the globe, this eclipse will be seen in Indian Ocean, Europe, Africa, South Pacific Ocean, Antarctica, Southeastern America, Australia, entire Asia, northeastern region of Northern America. So this was all in this video about this Chandra Grahan or the lunar eclipse, about the date and time and the precautions pregnant women should be taking. If you have found this worthwhile, do press the like button, share this video for a better views and a better reach. If you're landing up to health tricks and tips in English first time, consider subscribing us on YouTube, following us on Facebook and Instagram. Let's catch up in another useful video on pregnancy. Till the time, peace out, stay happy, stay healthy.